Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5 best gaming laptops. Starting at number 5. ASUS ROG ZEPHYRUS G15. If you're a fan of the blade's looks and power, but want something a little different and with one of AMD's processors, the ASUS ROG ZEPHYRUS G15 is an excellent alternative. With a similar mixture of sleek looks and a light body when compared to the Razer, the ASUS adds the advantage of longer battery life. All ZEPHYRUS G15 models come with AMD 8-core, 16-thread Ryzen 9 6900HS CPUs and can be spec'd up to an RTX 3080. You can also choose 1080p or 1440p displays and refresh rates up to 300 Hz. One of the main differentiating features between the ZEPHYRUS and Blade is the former's ERGOLIFT 180-degree hinge that raises the keyboard slightly off a surface when the lid is open, helping it stay cool. It also looks pretty impressive when opened, complementing the backlit chiclet keyboard with RGB. Coming at number 4. Lenovo IDEAPAD Gaming. If you want something cheap, get the Lenovo IDEAPAD Gaming 3. Like our budget pick, it's also a 15.6-inch laptop with an AMD Ryzen 5 5600H or Ryzen 7 5800H CPU, and GPU options range from an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 to an RTX 3060. The GTX 1650 can only push around 60 frames per second at 1080p, so if you want to keep the laptop for a while, it's best to get a better configuration with an RTX 3050 or 3060, as the GTX 1650 might not be able to handle newer titles. There are only 1080p display options. We recommend getting the 120Hz or 165Hz panel. The memory and storage are user upgradable, so it's best to allocate as much of your budget to get the best GPU and display configuration you can get and upgrade the memory and storage yourself later on. Though entirely plastic, this laptop feels surprisingly sturdy, especially for a model in its price range. It has a comfortable and tactile keyboard, and the webcam is pretty good if you want to stream. Its port selection includes 3 USBs, an HDMI, and an Ethernet port. Unfortunately, you can't charge the laptop via USB-C, so you'll have to use its proprietary charger. The fans are very loud under load, but the noise isn't annoying as it just sounds like heavy airflow. At number 3. Lenovo Legion 5. Our budget pick is the Lenovo Legion 5 Gen 615. It's an affordable 15.6-inch model that you can configure with an AMD Ryzen 5 5600H or Ryzen 7 5800H CPU and an NVIDIA discrete GPU. The GPU options range from an entry-level NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650 to a powerful RTX 3070 with ray tracing and DLSS support. You can get up to 32 GB of memory and 1 TB of storage. The RAM and SSD are user replaceable, so if you're short on cash, you can get a cheaper configuration and upgrade it later. Build-wise, this laptop has a sturdy chassis with a finish that doesn't scratch or smudge easily. The keyboard feels great to type on, and there are plenty of ports, including 6 USBs, an HDMI, and an Ethernet port. The keyboard doesn't get uncomfortably hot under load, but the fans are loud. As for the display, we recommend the 165Hz 1080p or 1440p panel for the best visual experience, as they have the fastest response time and support variable refresh rate to reduce screen tearing. If you choose to go 1440p, just make sure to pair it with an RTX 3070 GPU to get the most out of it. Number 2 of my list. EXCaliberPC 2022 ASUS. If you want to save money with a more modest mid-range model, get the ASUS ROG ZEPHYRUS G14 instead. It has a powerful 8-core AMD Ryzen 9 6900HS CPU, and you can choose between an AMD Radeon RX 6700S or 6800S GPU. Both GPUs can push high frame rates to provide a smooth gaming experience in games running at the display's native QHD resolution. As for the display itself, it has a 120Hz refresh rate and a fast response time to deliver a clear image, as well as FreeSync support to reduce screen tearing. It's only available with 1 TB of storage, which isn't very much, as modern titles typically take up more than 100 GB each. However, the SSD is user upgradable, meaning you can put in a larger drive later on. Unfortunately, its 76Wh battery lasts only a little over an hour when gaming, so you'll need to use it plugged in most of the time, and it gets hot and loud under load. Another option is the HP Omen 16. It's a great alternative if you want a larger 16-inch screen or prefer an Intel/NVIDIA system. It has a better port selection, including an Ethernet port and Thunderbolt for support. And it's more upgradable than the ASUS, as you can replace both memory modules, and there are 2 storage slots, whereas the ASUS only has 1 user-replaceable memory module and 1 storage slot. Of course, it isn't as portable due to its larger size, and even though it has a bigger 83Wh battery. And number 1. Razer Blade 14 Gaming. The best gaming laptop we've tested is the Razer Blade 14, a premium 14-inch model. It has a full aluminum chassis that feels very sturdy, and it's fairly compact, especially for a gaming laptop with a discrete GPU. It has a spacious keyboard with per-key RGB backlighting, plenty of ports for peripherals, and a fast Wi-Fi 6E wireless adapter for low-latency online gaming. Like most gaming laptops, its battery life is short, as it lasts only about an hour or so when gaming, so you'll need to keep the charger close. The webcam is pretty good if you want to stream, and it supports Windows Hello for fast logins via facial recognition. The Blade 14 is available in 3 preset configurations. All 3 have the same AMD Ryzen 9 6900HX CPU, 16 GB of RAM, and 1 TB of storage, so you only have to choose the display and GPU combo you want. We recommend going with the base model with a 1080p 144Hz display and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 GPU, or the mid-range model with a 1440p 165Hz display and an NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070 Ti. Both will provide smooth gameplay in modern titles. The top-end option has an RTX 3080 Ti to push higher frame rates. However, it's significantly more expensive than the mid-range option, so it isn't the best bang for your buck. Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.